Hello, hello, hello. I did my hello a little different today. I'm so excited to be here and married to his will. I invite you all to join me as I'm going to be talking to my friend from Backyard, Jamaica, and she's living in England. I'm so excited to introduce you to her. She is Sandrika Walcott, affectionately known as Sanny. We called her that growing up. And it's such a wonderful privilege to be able to speak to one of my friends from a long time ago, from my childhood. You would think that land and water would separate us and we wouldn't have this connection, but I'm so glad that we have reconnected recently. The whole point of having her on here today was for you to hear her testimony. Listen, we had a lot of technical troubles as we met, just trying to do this podcast today. This is pre-recorded. And so I had to put it all together. Thankfully, I did get her testimony. We had to switch from out my studio into Zoom to get it all together because for some reason I wasn't able to hear her with the technology, how it was happening. And so I'm just glad we got it anyway, and nothing could stop it. And I pray today that you will be encouraged for those of you who need this testimony. Listen, if I had more time with her, I would have been chatting it up even longer about Jamaica. We did a little bit of that. But so excited to introduce you to her today. Welcome, Sandrika Walcott. Sandrika, I'm so excited that you're here today. Welcome to
Happy to
Married
be
to His
here,
Will.
my dear.
I appreciate you saying yes to the invite. So today, I really just want to have my viewers hear your
Yeah,
testimony because I know it's a powerful one.
yeah,
And like myself, the Lord has delivered me from much and He's delivered you from much. And
yes.
so we want to help somebody who's stuck today, for sure.
Amen.
So before we dive into your testimony, I kind of want you to just introduce yourself. I just said your name. I mean, I've known you a long time. Maybe you want to tell them how you know me. Go ahead.
Okay, so my name is Sandrika Walcott. Um, just like
Mm.
Suzette, I am Jamaican. We grew up
Yes.
together in a community called Bull Bay. We lived like one house from each other. We know each other. We know everybody in each other's family. We used to play together. We're childhood friends.
Yeah, we grew up in a little town called Bull Bay in
Yes,
Jamaica, rural St. Andrew,
yes.
and we were neighbors.
Just one house from
Yes.
each other.
So it's been a long, long time. I was a little girl when we met. So
Yeah.
yeah. So welcome again. Thank you for sharing that. It's yeah, like
No
everybody knew each other in
problem.
the neighborhood. They called my father Daddy Willie. You remember Daddy Willie?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
So I kind of want to go right into your story because you know the time goes by so quickly.
Yeah.
So where are you now? So people know you were in Jamaica, but you grew up in Jamaica longer than I would say I have. I would say you probably
Yeah.
were there. I left at the age of 14, and I've been living in the United States all this time. So
Okay.
where I know you travel quite a bit, but where are you
Yeah.
residing now?
Okay, so at the moment I'm in the UK. Um I before I was in the UK, I was in the US for about 7 years, and then I went back to
Okay.
Jamaica and then came to the
I know
UK.
we
I
met
live
up
in
once in the US.
Yes, when I was in New York. Yes, in New York City. And yeah, so I'm currently in the UK now. I live in England to be specific.
Okay. So how do
Yeah.
you find England to be compared to Jamaica?
Uh, to be honest, when I came here, it was a shock because I thought it was the same thing as the US. It is nothing, absolutely nothing like that. And the weather,
Wow.
uh-uh. The weather is horrible, but you'll never get used to it, but
Oh no.
you kind of sorta get used to it because summers here is just rain, barely any sunshine. So you can just imagine.
Yeah. People hear me talk about Jamaica sometimes. So you
Okay.
said England, you thought it would be like the US, but
Yeah.
totally different. Well, what do you miss about Jamaica? Because I know these days I've been missing it.
First, the sunshine. Second, the food.
Yes.
Absolutely. The authenticity of the food, the
Ooh, the
organic
food.
food is
That would
just
be
so
first
good.
for me. The
The
food.
beach, because we live in Bull Bay, so we wasn't far from the beach. We could walk from our
Yeah.
house to the beach. Not here. We can't, it's not, the beach is like far away from where we are. And it is like always cold, so but I absolutely
Yeah.
miss that about Jamaica, and just the people, my neighbors.
Yeah.
We were a very close knit community. And when you go to America, when you come to other foreign countries, your neighbors don't even want to say hello to you. They just look at you, and they hide their face or something. My neighbors, we go there. Oh, you have any sugar? Can I have a cup of sugar or something? You have any ackee on the tree? Susan, remember your ackee tree? The best ackee in the community.
People don't understand how our Akichi was bearing, like in and out of season, right? When we were hungry.
That ackee tree was a blessing, girl. That
Yes.
ackee tree fed so many of us.
I'm
It
glad you
was
could
a
verify that for the
blessing.
folks.
Yeah, it was such a blessing.
Yeah. I would love for you to go ahead and just share your story. Just let the Lord lead you.
Okay, so I just wanted to start off by saying the 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 man I'm currently married to, I met him couple years ago. I met him online. From the get-go, from when I met him, there were some things that it just did not seem right. But sometimes as women we tend to ignore the red flags when we see them.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, we talked on and off for a couple of years. Since I was in Jamaica, I've been, talking to him. Then I went to America, I reconnected with him. So it was just on off for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then in the final years, finally, we haven't spoken maybe for about 3 years. And then I know for some reason, he said to me, this time I'm not gonna let you go because out of all of these, women I've been to, you're the only one that, keeps coming back. Anyways,
Yeah.
so we talked for a little bit, and at this time I was in America this time. I was living in Florida. And he said to me that he's gonna come over to see my family and my people and whatever.
Yeah.
And I said to him, but I mean, if you're coming, why we don't just get married? Because at that time I was divorced from my first husband, which is my son's father.
Yeah.
And I think that at that moment, I don't think he wanted to, but I wanted to make sure that this is what, that, you're not a scammer or anything like that. So I wanted to know
Yeah.
that you were serious. So he said to me, he said, okay. He's African, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't really at the time I didn't really know much about the African culture, and
Yeah.
what their beliefs, is and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
I was just going with the flow, basically.
Yeah.
I prayed about it. I asked the Lord because I came out of a previous marriage. I think I'd been divorced maybe about 3 years or
Okay.
almost 4 years. And I was single and I was, looking to get married again, doing things the right way. And he came and we got married in Florida. A few of my family friends were there, not family, but a few of my friends were there, and just a little quick thing in one of my friends' backyard. It was really nice.
Yeah.
But to me that was good and okay, but the intention behind it was not good on his part, because with all of what happened, I never knew that he was the type of person that I would eventually come to know, as being someone that had a mental illness,
Yeah.
somebody that was crazy.
Oh my goodness. And how
And
did you come to know this? Wow.
I mean, I get to realize and understand certain things, that so when he doesn't get his way, like, you know, when he doesn't get what he wants,
Yeah.
he would basically like say, oh, I'm punishing you,
Wow.
you know, because you did not do this or you did not do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, in my mind, I'm like, what am I, 3 years old? Am I like a 3-year-old child? What
Yeah.
are you what punishing? What are you talking about? You know?
Mhm.
So he might not have said that out loud, but what he did, it was reflecting, oh, I'm punishing you for
Wow.
not doing, you know, what I wanted you to do.
Yeah.
And punishing, meaning that not speaking to me, you know, being married to him. And
Yeah.
I was in Jamaica at this time, being married to him. He would not speak to me for 2 months
Wow.
straight.
So
I
just
wouldn't hear
ignored
anything. I
you.
would call.
Wow.
Yeah, I would call and call and call. And then it's like, so the more you call, it's like, the more he's like, yes, yes, you know, you're calling and I'm just ignoring. So he wanted you to call. He
Yeah.
wanted you to grovel and to beg and to
Oh,
plead,
that's how he
you
had the
know?
power.
Right. So he had that over me. And then eventually I would get tired of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I stopped doing that now, then he would call. Oh, what is wrong? Why haven't you called me? And in my mind, I'm like, something is wrong with this man.
Yeah.
He's crazy
And by
because
this
I've
time,
been
how long were
calling
you
him.
married? Were you married? Only when you got married did you see this pattern of behavior?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, only because at first, because I didn't understand the concepts that I learned
Yeah.
for someone who's a narcissist.
Yeah.
So before we got married, he was wooing and he was love bombing.
Yeah.
I didn't know those things. So I learned those terms, you know,
Yeah.
did seminars, therapy sessions,
Wow.
watching lots of people on the internet talking about these kinds of stuff. So I'm like,
Wow.
okay. So I could relate to those things that he was doing to me.
Yeah.
I could relate because I read a lot. Oh my God, Suze. I
Yeah.
read so many books. I have so many books on narcissistic abuse
Oh my gosh.
and men who are abusers and why they are abusers and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
And this was your
Yeah.
first time being in that type of relationship, being abused this way?
I would say no, because in learning about my second husband, I realized that my first husband had some traits of this.
Wow.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
I learned
Wow.
that. And I knew that my first husband, his dad,
Mm-hmm.
was a woman beater.
Wow.
So
That's
yeah,
that
I
pattern.
will say
Wow.
he never hit me.
Yeah.
He never hit me. He never tried to, but he
Yeah.
was always really angry, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he used to gaslight me a lot, you know, and
Wow.
I mean, they're such professionals at doing this, and I would be like,
Absolutely.
how could I be here? And then 2 seconds after that, I'm over there, you know,
Mm-hmm.
words and manipulation, you know, how they manipulated and twisted their words. You get so confused. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the heck just happened just now?
Yeah.
Because they know what they're doing and they're professionals. They've had lots and lots of practice.
I'm sure it caused a lot of
Going back.
distress and confusion as you were going through each of these relationships.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But like in the first marriage, you know, sometimes like as Caribbean women or as Jamaican women, you
Mm-hmm.
might say, oh, you know, you can't be bothered. Nothing is wrong with him. He's just miserable. Yeah, we all, you know, oh no, oh, not doing anything. He's just tired, you know, so we make excuses for them.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, how
Wow.
can God give you a gift such as a wife and you treat her badly?
Yeah.
She's your wife. She's a
Absolutely.
gift from God,
But he didn't see you as
you
a
know?
gift, and that's the first thing. So
Right.
I want to know what happened at the first one that ended that one? How did you finally get out of that one?
The first one, he was a serial cheater,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
not so in words speaking, I would say I ended up at the doctors a lot
Wow.
where he is concerned. And I said, no, no more. I'm done. I
Mm.
cannot do this anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And as long as he wasn't getting his way, he
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't give me anything for our son. I was in college, I was going to school. He would not
Wow.
support him as long as he wasn't having his way with me. And I had a tendency, Suzette, to when he would say these things to me, I would laugh. I would laugh at him as much as I didn't have anything to give our son. I would laugh at him. And I would say to him, you married me for a few years, but you really don't know me. I didn't have it to give, even if it was like a grain of sugar. I didn't have it, but I would laugh. I would laugh in his face, and that would make him so mad.
Wow.
So it would be furious.
Yeah, because
and then in his mind,
yeah,
and then in his mind, oh, you have a man, so what are you? Why are you asking me for? Poor me. I have nobody but God.
Yeah.
And really that's all we need.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
So I mean, he sounds like his love, he didn't really have love. He doesn't know what love is because he even used
No, absolutely not.
Didn't even know how to love his son. The fact that he wouldn't give because he's
right because of that. Exactly. Because sometimes even if they were willing to do these things, the marriage could have been resolved if they were willing, to do whatever, because all the woman really wants you to do is just have a relationship with your child and just look after them. You're busy thinking about what I am doing, even when I'm doing nothing at all, and in your mind, you let your mind telling you all sorts of things, and then you just abandon the child and the child struggle and whatnot. But
so you
thanks be to God,
at least satisfied if he was doing his part as a father, but he wasn't even doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I struggled a lot. So this is one of the reasons why I had to leave Jamaica and go to America, because I left college as a teacher and I never worked one day as a teacher. I did my practicum and everything. I never got a job. I had to do things on my own using my skills of baking and sewing and stuff to make money. And then, that's one of the reasons why I left and went to America, and I went and worked for people, doing all sorts of things. Nothing is wrong with that, because you're working for your family and for your son. So that's one of the main reasons why I had to leave and to help to provide for my child, doing it alone as a single mother.
So now you went to England, you found yourself talking to this person overseas while you're in England, so he's in another country. Where was he when you started talking to this new man?
You mean the person I'm married to now?
Yes.
I wasn't. He was the one that brought me here to the UK.
Oh, so see, that
right.
So let's just get some time frame. So how long were you married to this guy?
The first one, I think it was 3 years. It wasn't very long. It was about 3 years.
Okay.
Because when I left and I went to America, I did the divorce in America.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. You could get a divorce somewhere else.
Yes, but there are stipulations. You have to be in the country for more than 6 months,
Okay.
To be honest, I didn't plan to stay because I had to write the embassy to let them know I'm doing a divorce and this is the stipulation. You have to be there for at least 6 months to be able to get a court date or something like that. You have to be living there for 6 months. Yeah.
Wow.
And then, stuff just happened and I stayed.
And he willingly signed.
Yes. So what happened is I had to send the paper back to Jamaica.
Yeah.
So that they could find him, so that he could sign it, and a JP had to seal it and then send it back to my lawyer, which I could not get the paper because they didn't want you to tamper with it. So it was a lot of stuff, right?
When you said JP, you're saying Justice of the Peace, because I don't know what JP.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh. Yes, a justice of the people. I think you guys call it a notary.
Yes,
a notary public.
Yeah.
So in Jamaica, it's a justice of the peace.
Okay. I've heard the term before, but it's been a long time. So then, so you met this man while you were in Jamaica. You met this other man. He was living in England.
Yeah.
And then after a while of talk, how long did you talk to this new man before you decided I trust this person?
It was on and off for about 8 years.
8 years?
On and off for about 8.
That's a long time.
It was a long
no
time.
wonder you're like, I'm trying to marry me. Like, okay. So you decided to get married. So he filed for you to come to England, I'm guessing, or sent for you.
Yes, which he didn't want to do, by the way, because he tried to sabotage my papers coming here because of some of the things. So I now started, God started to show me some things like, okay, this is it. This is what is happening. This is who he is. And I'm like, okay. And then the good thing about the whole situation, Suzette, is that I did not stay quiet about it.
Yes, I
I
talked about
spoke. Sometimes people, they might say, oh, you can't tell people your business but you have to choose who you say it to.
Yes.
And I chose to tell the church that he was a part of, who is a pastor of the church here in England. And I attached myself to the wife of the head pastor of the church, and I just had some concerns, and I just started to talk to her about it.
Yeah.
So in doing that, I learned that he has done this before.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, this is interesting because this man has had a wife in America. He had one in Canada.
Wow.
He had one in Nigeria. And anywhere else in the world that you could see him.
I mean, was he legally married to them?
Girl, that's another story for the books. So he would like go around, marry these women, get them pregnant, and then abandon them. Yeah, that was his duty. That is a definite demonic action from the pit of hell. Because why is it that any man would want to do that, to go around, get women pregnant and just abandon and just leave it and then move on like it was nothing?
And for 8 years he's talking to you. 8 years and you didn't know any of this. You had no idea that
the man is a secret agent.
Wow.
Let me tell you.
That's crazy.
And the thing about it is, he's old. He's pretty old because he's 30 years older than me, I will say.
Oh, so sounding like very trustworthy as an older man, extremely older.
Yes. But if you look at him, he doesn't look like he's that age, because he looks really good he doesn't look like, because he's 71 now. And if you see him, you say, oh, he's not. No, he doesn't look, because he looks really good.
Yeah.
Right?
So for the sake of time, since, we lost so much time earlier, I want to know. So from the time you came here to England, you got to England, you got married right away, I'm guessing, once you got to England. Or did you get married before England?
No, we got married in the US, in Florida, because he came from here and he married me there. And then in order for me for him to do my paper, I had to go back because I had no papers in America. So I had to go back to my country of origin. That is the rule in the UK. And then I had to pick up my papers there in Jamaica. And then while waiting, COVID happened. So basically, I was stuck in Jamaica for a couple of years.
Did you see each other while you were married for those 2 years?
He came to Jamaica one time and he came and saw and met my extended family, my sister, I think 2 of my brothers came down and they met him. Everybody loved him. They're like, oh, when I'm telling you, they loved him. Some of my family members, they want to, they just like to talk and whatever.
That's okay.
But like my aunties, they're like, yes, man, he's more mature, man. And then because he's a pastor, and then they used to, we sit around and we talk Bible and he teach them, and then the accent that he had, they love this accent because he's Nigerian, and when I say the girl, they just love him. They just absolutely love him and adore him. But unfortunately, that man is a bucket with a big hole. No matter what you do, no matter how much water you pour in him, he's just gonna run out the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fast forward, you somehow after COVID, I guess at some point you decided to come back to England or to live in England.
Yeah. So the paper works because of COVID, we had a lot of waivers, stuff. He wasn't able to work all the time and stuff. So we got a lot of waivers, and then, I finally got the visa to come for permanent landing in the UK.
Okay.
And yes, even when I came here, he did not receive me. Yeah.
Wow.
If I did not have like a far cousin, that's not even very close, but if I didn't have him, I would have been homeless in the UK, been in a new country, not knowing anybody. It's cold here, girl. In the
Wow.
summer, it's super cold. I didn't have any boots.
And then you left your
I don't know
son to
what
come
to do.
to be with this man.
I left my child.
Wow.
Yes, I left for a better life. And I'm
Yeah.
saying to myself, okay, when I get here, let's work it out. You know, maybe it's better when I'm here, you know, things will be okay, you know, we can talk it
Yeah.
out, blah, blah. Uh-uh. Mm-mm.
Wow.
That man, oh my God. That man, he never accepted me here. Nothing,
Wow.
absolutely nothing like that. I had to learn to swim. I was thrown in a
Yeah.
deep ice water and I had to swim my way out and find my own way.
So when you came, like, what would you say the length of time was that you even had together as a couple in England?
I would say, I'm gonna be honest with you, maybe on and off for about a month.
Wow.
Because things got so bad. Things got so bad
It
that
was never about you.
it was either I was gonna go to prison or
Yeah.
I was gonna do something to him. So I left. I said, Lord, I said, God, I'm not doing this because I see that it's the same thing over and over, and you can see something pink and say it's blue. And you know
Wow.
eventually it's going to be pink.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
you cannot ignore certain things.
No.
And
And
I left, and what
yeah.
saved me was getting a living job because I had nowhere to go, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
So I
God.
had to live with my
Yeah.
clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Wow.
had to live with white people. I
Yeah.
mean, it's fine. It's okay. I'm getting paid to do it. I'm looking
Yeah.
after somebody. And then eventually I built myself. So I went as far as Scotland because I didn't want to be in the same country as this man. I didn't
Wow.
want to see him on a train or on a bus. I went to Scotland to find a house, to find a flat, an apartment to live.
That's
But God
you're
didn't
brave,
want me to be
girl.
there.
You are brave. Okay.
I'm
You're brave to have,
I'm telling you.
wow, to go to
Mm,
another new country just to find your way. That's amazing.
yeah,
And all this,
basically.
you've been faithful to the church. I know growing up you were in, I think, Church of God of Prophecy, one of those churches.
No, it's New Testament.
New
New
Testament, New
Testament.
Testament. Growing up, I
Yeah,
did not know the
yeah.
difference. So, but yeah, New
I
Testament.
I think
Yeah.
I think they're sister churches.
Yeah, okay. That's what I would think. Okay.
Mhm.
And so, all this time, were you calling your family, talking to them, letting them know what's going on with you? Were there prayers
I
going on
was
for you?
not really. I would just tell them I'm okay. I was just doing this on my own because
Yeah.
my mom is a warrior. I mean, mothers in general, they're
Yeah.
warriors. So I would not say these things to my mom.
And there
Yeah.
was probably
I
an
might have
element of shame to it. Like, why am I going through this again?
all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. And sometimes people in general, they judge you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because if you say to them, oh, I'm going through this, oh, why did you marry that man then?
Yeah.
Come on. Listen, I believe
Already happened.
wholeheartedly that God wanted this man to be exposed for who he is
Yes.
because with all of this that happened, he was disfellowshipped from the church. Even as we speak right now,
Yeah.
17:48 p.m. in the afternoon in UK,
Yeah.
England, is disfellowshipped from his church. He cannot wear that collar thing that the pastors
Yeah.
wear. He
Mm.
has to sit at the back. He cannot
Mhm.
take part in absolutely nothing at all. He
Wow.
has to sit and just look and do nothing. And in African culture, yeah, it's like if somebody say to you, you are a useless man or a useless woman, it's like you put a curse on them.
Wow.
Yeah. And they don't take lightly to people saying that they are useless.
Yeah, I know at
Yeah.
one point
So
you couldn't
that
even
is
find
him right
him.
now.
Yeah, I think at one time, one
Yeah.
point you said you couldn't find him, so they have found him and he's coming to church at the back.
No, I couldn't. I couldn't find his address because I
His
wanted to
address. Yeah.
serve him with the
Yes.
divorce papers. But
Yes.
he has been going to church because the bishop of the church, he keeps me posted. I'm not really interested because I'm telling you, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care at all. I don't care.
Wow.
I don't care for him. It's not being cruel, but people like that, you have to leave them alone.
Yeah.
And I'm doing just that because you're not edifying me. No way. You have told so many lies about me and on me, and you know they're lies because what? You have to look like you are the winner, or you are the one. You are the victim.
Yeah.
And I am the aggressor. You have to look like you are the victim, and people have to say, "Oh no, not this person. No, he's so nice. He's the best." Oh, absolutely not. You would never do that. Really? You have no idea.
They can't see
Police
that
station to
side of
give a
him.
statement.
Yeah.
Yeah. I literally had to go to the police station and to give a statement about him. And I told him, I said, I will not be a statistic in this country.
Wow.
Because here there's so many men, like Muslim men from Pakistan, and they kill their wives, they beat them, they do all kinds of things. The wife might want to leave, and they see them under, and this lady, she was stabbed to death, and her baby was in the stroller right there. And I said, when I prayed, I said, Lord, I will not be a statistic, because guess what? I am not going to give you the chance to kill me. I will not do that.
No way.
Yeah, so before that, I will walk away from you, and I will leave you alone, and I will cut you off totally and completely.
So tell us where you are now as it relates to the divorce. Is that happening? You said you don't really care. You know, I'm sure you're glad to be free from him, but what's the legal status right now?
100%, because the process, it's still in process right now.
Yeah.
But it has started. I have paid. It's all me. I'm doing it. I'm paying all this money to solicitors and court and all of that. So I just want to get that paper that says this is your dissolution of marriage.
Yeah.
And I mean, when we got married, I didn't even change my name to his. I kept my maiden name, so I didn't even. So I don't have to go through all of that rigmarole.
Yes, that's good on your part.
To change, so my name still stands. Right. So I'm for the dissolution of marriage, and that's it.
Well, I want you to, at this time, take a moment to encourage somebody who might be, maybe they're overlooking red flags, or maybe they feel stuck not knowing what to do in a bad situation like you found yourself in twice. You know, what would be your encouragement to a woman like that?
Learn to listen to your intuition. If your gut saying something with intuition, but it's Holy Spirit, Suzette, I'm telling you, it is God.
Yes.
Listen to your gut, listen to your intuition. God gave us that extra gift for a reason. Only us have that gift.
Amen.
Yeah, and learn to listen to the voice of the Lord. When God is speaking, it is never confusing.
No.
It is always cool and calm, and there is clarity.
It brings peace also.
Peace, and you will know, because the devil tried to trick you and to say this and to say that, as well as just as I did. Do not keep it to yourself for the sake of peace. Speak to somebody. If you don't wish to talk to everybody, find somebody that you can confide in, that you know will help you. Speak to a counselor. But say something. Don't keep it. Don't let it kill you. Say something and speak up, because I'm telling you, and very rare in my case, Suzette, that I'll get support from the church. Because sometimes, and that is so bad, because if somebody's being abused and they tell you, before you tell them, oh, no, I don't think so, find out. Find out about it, because what is the purpose of her saying she's been abused and she's not? So find out. Don't just take it and said, oh no, but we have this culture of putting women down and not believing what they said. Some of them, but for majority of them, and thank God for me, the church supported me, even with me getting my status here in the UK as being a permanent resident. I got help where that is concerned because of the church. God is good.
So the total amount of time you've been in the UK now is how long?
It's almost 5 years.
Okay. So maybe
Yeah.
God had a plan for you to get there somehow, but it wasn't
I think
there.
so too. Yes.
You would have lost.
I absolutely think so.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, I
It's so
absolutely think
good.
so.
Um,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm so grateful for your testimony, Sandrika. It's so powerful.
No problem.
And we did it in a short time. We had so many technical difficulties today, but
I
I'm glad
know,
your
right?
testimony was told. That was the most important part. And you
Yes.
got to encourage the people out there who are stuck in
Yes.
a bad place. And even to know, for me, I was encouraged, when you said, listen to the voice of God and that it comes with peace. For me in this season,
Yes.
that's what I needed. And I know He's speaking to me, and there's no confusion about it. Thank you
Yes.
so much. And I
Mm,
guess, so your desire is to be remarried at some point, to have the one that God sends to you. And I'm guessing
absolutely.
by the experiences you've had, your eyes are more open, you have more discernment, you understand.
Mm.
Just because they have a title coming out there in the church and they're saying sweet words,
Yes.
don't make them
Yes.
God.
Speaking the word of God because even the devil speaks it, right? Yes.
Okay.
Because that one, girl, that one is the devil
Yes.
himself. Truly.
Yes. I mean, I'm reading Proverbs now, and I'm telling you, it talks a lot about that.
Yeah.
Wisdom cry out.
And how we are to guard our heart.
Yes, so
Yes, guard
important.
your heart.
Not on our own understanding, but in all our ways,
Yes.
acknowledge
Acknowledge
Him.
him.
And He will.
Yes. I have learned
Yeah.
to see. I
Yeah.
can say, okay, so it was a lesson. I can just look. I think that gave me that.
I hear you. Yeah, He's increased your level of discernment for sure.
Yes,
And
yes,
what I can say
absolutely.
is, you are when I hear you talk with such confidence and power and strength, girl, I admire that. I admire your strength and how you,
Thank you.
but even before, this man couldn't break you. You were never broken down.
He tried. He did try to,
Yeah.
yes, but it didn't happen. And because he didn't do it, he got mad, really mad. Yeah, he was
Yes.
so
But he
mad.
messed with the wrong girl. I hope he don't go mess. Yeah, because you totally exposed
Oh
him.
God, he's doing it right now, probably. I
Lord
don't
help.
care. I'm just sorry for the women he's trying to trick and fool up.
Yeah, but listen,
Yeah, he's not gonna stop. He's You see, people like those, they don't have the capacity to change. They're
yes.
not going to. Yeah, I'm
Man.
for him, I just pity him because he's like that and he can't he's not gonna repent.
Yeah.
He's not going to repent because he's just gonna keep blaming everybody.
Yeah.
And with that, his soul is just gonna be lost, and I'm
My
just sorry
God.
for him. That's all it is.
Come on now. I pray
Yeah,
he will change. But yeah, I'm just glad you escaped such a crazy place and that
yeah,
you're doing well. Thank you for joining me here today. And
no
God bless you,
problem.
my sister. Okay. I had the best time talking to Sandrika today, my girl Sani. Just to hear her testimony. Sometimes you think that your testimony is the worst or you've gone through the worst, but somebody else has gone through more than you've experienced. And she had a lot to share, and that was not even half of it. But in the short time that we had, she was able to talk about her marriages that failed, and the one she's going through is the second one. It's failed, but still in the process of getting a divorce. But she had to set her mind towards the Lord in order to overcome that relationship with someone that she had no control over their behavior. She had no control over what would happen in her marriage, regardless of what was happening before, the red flags that we talk about. Why would she get into a second relationship that was not good for her? We don't know, but there's a lesson to be learned. And I feel that she's better for it. I feel that she's saved a lot of women from the trouble that she experienced because of her testimony. And so we have no right to judge another person harshly for something that they experienced, maybe that you've never experienced. If you never experienced it, then maybe be quiet about it because you don't know why. You've never experienced it. You don't have the empathy for it. The goal of my podcast is to always to help someone become unstuck and to share the testimony of the Lord, because it is by our testimonies that we do overcome, as well as the blood of the Lamb. The word says that. And so she and I came into agreement today and we made this happen despite the challenges, to have her testimony heard. And I pray that you are blessed by it. If you're in a narcissistic abusive relationship, If you're in a relationship that's with anyone that's abusive in any way, financially or just verbally or psychologically in any way, just know that you don't have to stay stuck. You don't have to succumb to the tyranny. You don't have to succumb to that situation, but you can put your trust in Almighty God and ask Him for the way out. Also, lean on your support system. She was able to call on the people from her church who believed her in her situation and help to let her even see him for who he was. They helped her. They didn't make her feel bad about it. They didn't say, oh, you're not being abused. Like my former guest, my friend on here that talked about her narcissistic abusive relationship recently, and she has the book Ruby Slippers, Kashmir K. She talked about how the church at first did not believe her, and she had to go through so much to have them to see that this man was not who he said he was. So sometimes you see someone how they have a title, they look good on the outside, but we don't know the pain that they're inflicting on others. And I believe that it's worse for people like that. When they face God, they have a responsibility. And especially since he was given a position of authority, he took advantage of that. And he led her into a place where she was not secure, she was not protected. And the job of a husband is to protect his family, is to be a house band, to be the one that protects and guides his family. And so I'm glad she got out of that situation. And though it seemed very impossible, she got through it. And we serve a God. He can do all things. He can create a miracle out of something that we cannot see. And so I thank him for her escape and that she was able to share with us today. If you're going through a situation, just know that God can bring you out. And I pray that regardless of how you feel about it, regardless of your knowledge about it, I pray you seek wisdom in everything that you're doing and stay married to his will. God bless you.
Brings us to the end of today's episode of Married to His Will. Whether you're in a season of clarity or confusion, joy or surrender, I want to remind you, choosing to align with His will isn't always easy, but it's always worth it. Every step of obedience, every moment of trust is shaping you for something greater than you can imagine. Thank you for letting me be a part of your journey today. If this episode spoke to your heart, take a moment to share it with someone who might need the reminder and not walking alone. Until next time, keep leaning in, keep showing up, and keep saying yes to the journey, even when it doesn't make sense. Because when you're married to His will, you're anchored in something eternal. Stay faithful, stay expectant, and I'll see you next time.